Hey everybody, Physics Professor Carpo here. So anyway, let's talk about the universe. I'm going to talk about the universe. I was watching this video just a little while ago about uh, the multiverse theory and the idea of multiple universes and how many universes are there and how big is the universe. And whenever I watch these things, I can't help but just become, I don't know, I guess a bit cynical about the whole thing. It's like, okay, so you've got scientists on one side saying that there's one universe, it's a universe, and then there's scientists that are saying, oh no, it's a multiverse. There's many universes. Oh, in fact, there's other people that are just like you walking around on other parallel universes. That every decision that's ever been made has been made in this parallel universe, and they're trying to use mathematics to explain something that can't really be physically explained. So I guess my point being that even if it is true, if there are multiple universes, it really becomes irrelevant unless we can tap into them or understand them. In other words, you hear a lot of stories about ghosts and spirits and whatnot, but you don't hear any stories about people running into their alternate identities or their other yous. I mean, you've heard about doppelgangers and stuff like that, but so, well, my point, I guess, being is that we've spent so much fucking money and time researching space, and we don't even understand ourselves. And it really is my belief that, and I may just be completely fucking delusional, but that if we understand ourselves completely, we can understand everything. And this isn't some new age thought or anything. This goes back to Pythagoras and many ancient philosophers and mathematicians who started to see patterns in the universe, and like the harmony of the spheres, the idea that the planets all emit their own frequency and have a residual harmony that has effects on human psyche, which people said hogwash. And then over the years it's become more obvious that astrology was more than just looking up at the stars saying, oh, it must be gods affecting us. It was way deeper than that. Somehow we understood the conjunctions of the planets and how they affected us. So when you tie in all this idea of the planets and the conjunctions and understanding how it affects human psyche, when you understand like a little bit about how humans are viewed, or how humans rather resonate with the rest of the universe, how we are, as you hear the term as above so below, everybody's heard that one, and it's more than just a godly saying. It's the symbolism of that everything is one, that everything is echoed through the picture of another thing. The universe is echoed and resonated through our bodies, through our minds. Everything we do is in harmony with some greater purpose, right? People call it God, whatever you want to call it, but this divine purpose, this divine intelligence, which I dare to call it that just because some people get thrown off thinking that it means that it's some sort of vengeful God, but that's not what I mean, but rather a grand purpose in the scheme of things, to where we humbly realize that it's not about our individual lives. It's not about where we go as people. It's about what we contribute to the greatness around us. So when we add beauty, it resonates. Others want to add beauty. And then over time, nature reflects that beauty. So by observing ourselves, we can observe the greater universe, which leads me to think that, okay, so we have these bodies which are run by these various systems, which are all one big system. But ultimately our bodies are just our vessel. So think of the universe as a vessel for this reality, this life. And perhaps outside of this universe are other, let's say, creatures, but you wouldn't be, that's the only way I could use a term to describe it, that the universe being a living creature, that there are other universes, but they're not the same. They're different things, different ways of being, different dimensional qualities, things we can't understand, because here we are in this 3D reality. Now this is shit we can ponder, but nothing that we can prove or really draw any conclusions by. And that's what makes it so interesting, is because I can agree with many religious folks on the sense that some of the most important things in life do take faith. And that's understandable, because if I didn't have faith in my fellow man, I wouldn't trust anybody. I have faith that most people are good. I have faith that most people want to help others. I have faith that 9 people out of 10 don't want to steal my car. That kind of thing. And one could say that that's not faith, but that's experience, just because of what I've experienced, because faith is kind of going blindly. But when you introduce an experience that a person has, a religious experience, then it becomes more than just blind faith, because to them it's been a real experience. And when we feel the divinity through whatever force it may be, whatever God it may be, or whatever a person may do, for me it's through careful observation of nature and awareness of how it operates. And this is how I see God. This is what God is to me. And 2, 3, 4 years ago, I wouldn't even use the word God, because it had such connotations with it that I was afraid that, I guess I was afraid of the word itself, because of what I was afraid people would think I meant by it. But it's irrelevant. I don't mean a personal God, but I guess in a degree we're all responsible personally, so we all have kind of our personal missions, regardless of what we believe in. But anyway, the universe itself, we'll never know how big it is. We'll never know where it goes. We'll never know what's beyond it. We don't have a clue. And to think that we will is preposterous. It's like people have said, shit, we go out into space and spend trillions of dollars on space programs, and we don't even know what's in the bottom of our own oceans. And this, to me, shows humans' desire to escape from ourselves. Think of it as a vacation away from reality. Traveling out into space, away from the damage that we've done to our own planet and to each other. Being able to say, oh, we could start over. When I watch these shows where they say, how would we colonize Mars if the Earth was doomed? I think, oh great, destroy another planet. Or, overpopulated Earth, how would we go? So, where would we go? It's like, if we overpopulate, that's it. We're done. There's no escape. There's no other dimension to go into. There's no other reality. And there sure as hell isn't going to be some tribulation where everything's just going to be okay. Nobody's going to come bail us out. It's a big misgiving. Some people think Jesus is going to come bail us out. Some people think aliens are going to come down and bail us out. But these are not new thoughts. These are thoughts that people have had since the beginning of civilization, probably before that. It's kind of a joke for us to think that we really know what's going to happen, but so far, in the thousands of years of historical record, no magical figures have come and bailed us out from our problems yet. We continue to fight, we continue to argue, continue to go to war. And just by this simple observation, you can show that nobody has it figured out yet. We don't have it right. The Buddhists might have it right, but even they screwed up. They were too passive and allowed themselves to be beaten down. They were afraid to stand up for themselves. And by observing natural law, you can see that if animals come in and try to take another's domain, they stand up for themselves. They don't go out seeking trouble. They're just trying to live. And so everybody has their faults. Shit. When do we find our inner space? Take care.